to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 ValleyTV. How are you, Papa?
Well, aren't we on YouTube too?
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
Well, I'll tell you what, Billy.
When's our newest one going to be on YouTube, Valley? 94. Okay. I keep looking for it.
Did you know I'm the newest employee of the city?
You are?
I am. I have taken it upon myself to go around town and pick the dead blooms off of the flowers.
So you're the newest volunteer for the city?
Well, no, I'm going to send him a bill.
Okay. He was tending to the flowers out here by the radio station, and a woman pulled up and said, "Hey, you want to mow my yard next?"
She did. And I'd already done one other batch of flowers in town up on Spring Street.
For Frank and Susan, one of our sponsors, yeah. Well, radio listeners, well, actually, this is done sold out, though, but we'll talk about it a little bit.
I noticed that.
Yeah, Cannon Creek sold out for tomorrow night. That's great. They're doing a concert tomorrow at the Nickel Row. It's at 7 p.m., and it's sold out. So
could you buy standing room only?
I don't know. You can come and try. It starts at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for kids 6 and under. Hey, it's worth a try, isn't it?
Or you might find somebody going in and you want to get in worse than they do and offer them $10 for their ticket.
That's true. And the nursing home board members, you have a meeting at the conference chapel room in the nursing home Monday, August 27th at 6 p.m.
I know where that is.
Yeah, you go up there and minister, don't you?
No, I don't anymore. I used to teach.
Or used to.
The school got in my way.
Right, that's right. Forgot about that. Bledsoe County Food Bank customers. If you currently receive food from the Bledsoe County Food Bank and are in a family of 4 persons or larger, the food bank will be making a special distribution on Wednesday, September 5th. If your regular pickup date is any day in September, you are eligible. Pre-registration and vouchers are required. Stop by the food bank before August the 29th to get details. New registrations are not eligible for pickup on this day. Please have freezer and refrigerator space available, as a large amount of these items will be given out. Only 1 voucher per family. No pickups for others. Picture ID will be required. This is 8 to 9 a.m. only. First come, first served.
Wow.
There'll be a lot of people for that.
There'll be some hubbub.
Second Chance Pet Group volunteers waiting for your calls. Give them a call, folks, at 44. Listen at me. I'm starting 444, but I'm used to the 4442. Yeah, it's 554-4442. Leave them your name, phone number, best time of day to return your call. Tell them what services you need. Prevent litter. Be part of the solution and fix your critter. And radio listeners, the Fall Creek Falls Fire Department's having their breakfast tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. They'll have biscuits and gravy, scrambled eggs, pancakes, hash browns, bacon, sausage, country ham, fried bologna, fruit to drink, orange juice, coffee, and milk. And it's $7 a plate, with all proceeds going to the Fall Creek Falls Fire Department.
I didn't have any Coca-Cola. I don't drink Cokes. I drink...
I've got one right here and a sweet tea, boy. I'm not going to run out of nothing to drink, am I?
I drink the citrus drink, whether it's Pepsi or Coke or anybody.
Like Millie
But I didn't have any. Milk.
Mountain Dew.
I didn't have anything. I had to drink milk for dinner.
Oh. I never drink milk to quench my thirst. The only time I drink milk, I guess, I'm not really drinking it, is when I'm eating it with cereal.
Well, you have to have a little something fluid to eat cereal.
You do.
Raisin Bran has come out with bananas in their cereal.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Raisin Bran got bananas.
I don't like raisins, or I would eat it.
Oh, I love raisins. I eat raisins with my grits every morning.
Really?
A handful of white grapes thrown in there with your grits.
Grapes?
Grapes.
We're talking about raisins, though.
With my grits.
You do eat raisins with your grits?
A whole handful. Just
what a way to ruin a good bowl of grits. That's my opinion.
if you're going anywhere today to buy me a white box of raisins, I'd like to have a box. Okay, this is of interest to a lot of people in Bledsoe County. You're going to have a time frame of only 4 hours to do this, so listen closely. The Living History Group's presentation is going to be held at the library, public library, just right down the street, 76 yards. The 35th Infantry Division and 10th Company Grossdeutschland Division Living History Groups are teaming up with the Bledsoe County Library on Cumberland Avenue this Saturday, which will be tomorrow, for the 3rd annual History Timeline. The theme is open, which means the indoor-outdoor displays, demonstrations, and reenactors dress covers different areas of military history. This fun and educational presentation is from 10 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. So the public is cordially invited to attend. If you have some questions concerning this reenactment and all this history that's going to be handed to you, contact the library at 447-2917, or you may contact Robert Smith at 447-7514 in the afternoon. That'll be just today. It's the only time you can get in touch with him. So that sounds like that's going to be interesting.
It does.
Reenactments.
Yeah, and don't forget, folks, you can listen to all football games on WUAT Radio live every Friday night. His brother does it, Mike Smith, and Bradley Hargis will have the call. And you can also watch them right here on Channel 18 as well.
Guess who we play tonight?
Whitwell.
We play Whitwell. Whitwell.
Yep. Hopefully we do better than we did last year.
Well, let me tell you, I looked in the paper this morning and read after all the sports writers that are paid to write for the Chattanooga Times and Free Press. Not a one of them picked us to win. Not one.
Yeah, well, Whitwell, I think, is supposed to have a decent season, though.
But somebody should, out of the kindness of their heart, pick Bledsoe to win.
Sure.
Okay.
They should, shouldn't they?
You ready for last week's trivia?
Yes.
Okay, auto parts store, and we've got one. What's the name of it?
Napa.
There's another, AutoZone. I forgot about it.
AutoZone, yeah.
A diva's rendition is called an. What does she do? A diva.
Well, I told you a diva is, we've had this discussion before about a diva. They're kind of prima donnas. They're full of themselves.
Well, I'm talking about in an opera. In an opera presentation that Verdi wrote. When the diva steps out on stage to sing her song, what's it called?
A ballad?
It's an aria. A-R-I-A.
An aria.
Okay, the patella's site in your body.
That's the knee.
That is in the knee. You are good.
Well, I've had knee
Now you knew about the knee,
that.
but you probably don't know about this. A quick kiss is called a
peck on the cheek, like a kiss on the cheek.
They're not worth much.
Right.
Not very much passion shown in a peck on the cheek.
Well, no.
The rope-a-dope boxer's name was
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali. What was Muhammad Ali's name?
You said it, but I can't remember.
Patricia knew that last night.
What is it?
I'm not kidding.
Well, say his name since this is last week's trivia. What is it? Cassius Clay.
You're good. Happily blank after.
Ever.
Happily happily ever. That's the way.
Well, that finally an easy one.
That's the way your books are supposed to end when you write a novel. They lived happily ever after.
Yeah.
But in the meantime,
that way.
in the meantime, while you're reading that book, they went through all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, they go through a lot to get to happily ever after.
If you take the plunge, you get
Married.
Why do they call it take a plunge? That sounds like you want to go in and water over your head.
They don't make that sound good, do they?
Sometimes,
take a plunge don't sound
I guess
good.
sometimes some of them do get in over the head.
Yeah.
Okay, a stallion's mate is a mare. Genghis Khan and his hordes of men that he had helping him conquer parts of the world drank mare's milk.
Really?
The horse's milk.
You don't hear people doing that.
I never heard of it before. A cabinet door that is almost shut is... What do you say about that door? It's not open and it's not always shut. It's a 4-letter word.
Crap. I forgot.
It's a jar. It's a jar. Don't mean it.
Why is it called that?
Well, I'm not saying it's a jar like a glass jar. It's a jar. It's just not it's not completely shut.
Okay.
Nor is it all the way open. It's just waiting to be opened or shut. I don't know who named it a jar, who called it a jar.
That is a weird name for it.
Where does a chemist live? What is his lair?
Their lab, I guess.
Their lab, right.
Their lab making, no telling what.
They can invent things in their lab. Okay, you ready for this week's trivia?
Yes.
All right, here we go. A 3-letter word to incite Rover. If you want Rover to get somebody, what do you say to him?
Oh, a doll, like you sick them on somebody?
Sick. S-I-C.
Sick. Oh, okay.
Sick.
Sick, yeah, okay.
Our 6th sense is called
Lifeline.
You got 5 senses, but you've got a 6th sense. And it's 3 letters.
Yeah, I think paranormal when I think of the 6th sense.
Well, it's called something. And it's called, you give the 3 letters, the first letter, blank, blank, blank. But it stands for 3 words, but we don't pronounce the words, we just...
SPN?
ESP. ESP. ESPN. I like that.
That was good.
The ESP stands for extra sensory perception.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It is.
It's a 6th sense. It just kicks in sometimes whenever you hear ghosts moaning at night.
That's right.
3rd one, a favorite sandwich cookie of millions of people. A favorite sandwich cookie.
Ice cream? The ice cream cookie.
Cookie. It's the favorite, one of the most favorite.
Oreo.
Well,
That's one of the most favorite cookies in the world.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
It's a sandwich. It's got 2 chocolate cookies and vanilla filling.
Yeah, I mean, I like Oreos. I just didn't.
But they've got everything now. They've got everything now. Okay.
Yeah, but they are good.
A funny sitcom alien of several years ago. Alf.
Good. That's the only one I could think of. I was going to say Alf, or it had to be Alf or Mork and Mindy.
That's only 2, I guess.
Yeah, I think that I know of anyway.
The most famous hunting knife. One of the great frontiersmen, they named a knife after him. His first name was Jim. not Daniel Boone, not
No, that's what I was gonna say.
not Daniel Boone,
When you talk about people
not
like
Davy
that.
Crockett, and not Kit Carson. But this man had a knife named after him, and that's what men carry on their hips in a sheath when they go hunting to skin that deer. The blank knife.
Nothing's coming to me today.
Well, okay, you don't know it. You don't
Not
get.
right now.
You don't get that one then. Okay, a belfry dweller. Who dwells in a belfry?
Tell us what a belfry is, and then then I might can help you. I don't know.
It's where these live.
Crap. I don't even know what a belfry is.
Haven't you ever heard anybody say to you, well, you've got blanks in your belfry?
Nobody has ever said that to me. Ever.
Don't know that one.
That's not fair. That one's too hard.
No.
It is too hard.
People will say of someone else that maybe just can't get it all added up together today, or maybe you said something out of color, off color, out of the ordinary. They'd say, well, have you got bats in your belfry?
I've never
Heard of it.
that.
Well, that's an old saying I just made up. But now I didn't make that up.
Well, me and my lifeline must not have been around when they said that or something.
Are you insinuating I'm a lot older than you are?
Yes, because I've never heard that.
Necklaces, and you better get this one,
Okay.
made out of flowers are called a
lei.
lei. L-E-I. And you have to go to Hawaii to get one.
Oh, that kind. Okay.
Made out of
Yeah.
flowers. And they put it around your neck.
Yeah, I get it now. I was thinking a necklace, jewelry necklace.
I said it's made out of flowers.
Yeah, I get it now. I get it.
The familiar fairy tale opener in 4 words. How do you begin fairy tale?
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time.
You're supposed to help me, not answer for me.
We passed that stage.
No, I need it.
Now I want you to think of this. Think of the word kernel, K-E-R-N-A-L. What holds the kernels?
Corn,
No, corn is the kernel.
The
cob.
leaves.
The cob holds the kernel.
cob.
Very good. Now, Billy, you reasoned that out quite nicely.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
This is an additive to lotion. Well-known product that goes in about all lotions. I think it's derived from
Won't
seaweed.
you help me, Lifeline? Seaweed.
It can go with another word, Vera.
Aloe vera?
Aloe. Aloe is the product that goes in lotion.
Okay.
Sure is.
Sure helps a lot of sunburn,
Yeah.
don't it?
Yeah, it does.
I've had to use that
Okay.
a lot.
That's
a lot.
last week's trivia and this week's trivia. Now what's
There's a
next?
lot of trivia.
Now what's next?
Well, it's time for our break. And then after that, it'll be sports. That's all coming up next right here on the Albert and Billy Show.
I'll take care of less today, Dylan. Oh, no, I lost my debit card.
Hey, use that new Mountain Valley Bank app we got. You know, Card Valet. You can freeze your card so nobody can use it till you find it.
That's a good idea, Dylan. Where was the last place I used my debit card?
I don't know. Hurry up. I can't stay until I hear error. feel like I'm doing the mannequin challenge. I'm gonna end up with lockjaw. Thank God.
The out freezes my debit card, Dylan, not you.
Oh.
Welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT Radio, Channel 18, Valley TV, and YouTube.
There you go. You got it all that time.
I did. Thanks to our sponsor, Citizens Tri-County Bank, Posh Beauty Company, Scotty's right here in downtown Pikeville, Subway over on the Bypass, Bilbrey Insurance on Spring Street, Frank and Susan Bilbrey, and Sadie.
And Sadie.
The Loom, Miss Judy Yates, our next door neighbor for many years, and a longtime sponsor of the Albert Billy Show.
Yeah.
And you can get alterations there, right?
Alterations, yes you do.
And flowers sometimes too.
Yeah.
And Emma Boynton, Lisa Wheeler, Michael Walker, Janice Sapp. It's Lola's. If you've not checked out her new store, you need to do so. It's right here on Main Street. Just a couple,
46 yards
46 yards
south.
south from here.
You step it off.
Oh, you know what? I'll just take your word for it on that one. The Highway Department, Marvin Smith and the Highway Department. Cowboy Church on Ray Hickson Road. I got it right
Ray
that time.
Hickson Road.
Farm Bureau Insurance, of course, Matt Massingale. You'll see him for all your auto, home, and all kinds of insurance needs. Go see him at Farm Bureau. They're in South Pikeville, very south, close to the high school.
About a mile and a half.
Yeah. And Pikeville Family Dentistry, Dr. Lee.
On Main Street.
Right on Main Street. A lot going on Main Street.
And Cumberland Avenue.
Yeah, a lot going on Cumberland Avenue.
Do you really think that there's a possibility that this vicinity right here, Pikeville, main area, could be a hubbub someday, that things could really be jumping and moving?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Well, it's beginning to look a little better, isn't it?
I think so, yes. Yes, definitely.
I like what I see.
It's an improvement, and it's moving in the right direction.
Well, one big thing is the ice cream shop.
Yeah, it's doing real well.
3 big motorcycles just pulled in over there worth $10,000 a piece, and they're going to buy a $2 ice cream cone.
Yeah, and they got the Mayfield umbrella, which is a big deal. It's the only one at a regular ice cream store in the whole state of Tennessee.
Come on.
Nope. That's huge. The only other one in Tennessee is at Dollywood.
Whoa.
Cliff was here yesterday. He co-hosted the Top 10 Countdown with me, and he talked about that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew Scotty Mayfield real well. He always wore a bow tie. And then back years and years ago, his mother would draw a scene every year to use for their Christmas card they sent to their customers. And I've got some of those Christmas cards that they sent me.
That's good.
She was a very talented person. And then they sold out to Dean Foods.
Oh, okay.
And
They used the Mayfield name.
Oh, they were wise.
Very, very.
George Reed, when he bought out Putnam Funeral Home, he did not drop the Putnam name.
No, he didn't, did
It's
he?
Putnam Reed.
Yes, that's true. Very smart.
That's smart. Okay, you ready for sports of all sorts?
Ready? Gonna be.
All right. The baseball race is on. Here we are. August is almost over. September is upon us. When you get through with September, you've got the World Series in October. So we're not that far away.
No, not really.
But here's what's going on. There are only two teams that I've been fervently keeping up with. One is the Atlanta Braves, America's team. So I have to keep up with them. And another reason I must keep up with them, they're on top in their division by 3 games.
Yeah, and they were the worst team last year, so what a difference in a year.
It looks like they're going to establish themselves and keep on going the way they're going. Okay. Meanwhile, I have another team that I keep up with fervently, and that's my team, my Los Angeles Dodgers. I go back to when they were in Brooklyn and played at Ebbets Field. But now they're out in Los Angeles playing in Chavez Ravine, and they're not playing well.
Oh, really?
No, they're 3.5 games behind. 2 teams are in front of them, so not only have they got to leapfrog one, they've got to leapfrog 2 teams to get back on top.
Wow.
What's the chances of 2 teams playing badly while you're playing not so good at all? Even if you play 500 ball, you're not going to overtake 2 teams.
You gotta hope that they start dropping their level.
So it's not a really good, healthy situation for Albert right now with his team.
Right.
Okay, that's enough about baseball. I'm in 3rd place, 4.5 games behind.
Are the defending champs doing good, the Astros?
I don't even, I keep up with 2 teams, that's all.
Well, I just said that because they're the defending champs. I thought I've not been watching baseball. Baseball I used to like, but it bores me now. It's not enough action going on.
I used to like to listen to it over the radio, and I can remember when I could hear pro basketball games, but they came on at 10:30 at night.
Right. Yeah.
You can't stay up to watch the game till it's over, you know.
Right.
Back when I was younger,
Unless
I could.
it's on the weekend or something.
Okay.
When you got to work the next day, it makes it hard.
Yeah, it makes it real hard. When you go to sleep when you're working,
Yeah.
somehow the boss doesn't like that.
No. Even if you can tell him the score of the game, it's not a good enough reason, is it?
In golf, the PGA, the Professional Golf Association's regular season ended last Sunday in Greensboro, North Carolina, and it was the Wyndham Championship Tournament, and Brent Snedeker won the match. He won the tournament, and he got $1,800,000 for his efforts. Okay. He became the 10th player in the history of golf to turn in a scorecard at the end of play one day with less than 60 on it. 60s is common.
Okay.
Par is around 70 to 72, whatever the golf course sets. But 60 is pretty common, fair. But to throw a 59 or 58 on your scorecard and turn it in at the end of the day, you've done something. Only 10 have done that in history. He became one of those men during this tournament. Okay. But after, well, let's see. I'm trying to think who finished second. I think maybe Tiger Woods did.
Oh, that's big.
Tiger is still, they've got another
He's gradually improving on his comeback.
Well, he did in that tournament, but they got another one started yesterday, and he only shot a 71, so he's not keeping up the pressure against the. Here's the thing about it: he was good 20 years ago. He's not as good now.
No.
He was in his heyday back when he was 21. So these other young
Your
guys.
heyday lasts longer in golf, though. It's the
That's
injury
true.
that's done him in.
Well, the surgeries. He had 3 or 4 back surgeries, and that's what's got him.
That's the struggle right there.
Now in tennis,
Yeah.
what happened to Federer?
I don't know.
This guy,
He lost in the Canadian Open final. Is that or Cincinnati? Cincinnati.
What's that? Djokovic? How you pronounce it?
Djokovic. Well, he's good though. He won Wimbledon.
Well, they have met 46 times,
I say the other.
and Federer's lost 24 times.
Yeah.
So they're
Very
24 and
even.
22.
Yeah.
But still,
The big three would be Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. They dominate men's
well,
tennis.
yeah, right
They
now
do.
they do.
Andy Murray is injured, or he would be up there with them.
But Andy's not won recently. I mean, in the last year.
Yeah, he's been out. He's been out. Another back injury. Talking about Tiger Woods.
He's
His
from
is-
England, right?
Yeah, he's the first British guy to win Wimbledon in a whole bunch of years.
Right.
Won
Okay.
it twice, I think. But yeah, he had a back injury and must be pretty bad. He's not played much at all. I think he's just now coming back.
Don't
So,
you know that they practice a lot?
Oh yeah.
Hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
Yeah. Every day.
Because when you get into a controlled match between a real good player, you've got to sustain your game for 3 hours plus,
That's right.
maybe
Yeah.
4.
Oh, I know it.
So
It's crazy.
very few people can keep up that pace.
Yeah. That's true.
As I have always said, the cream will rise to the top. The best player will win.
That's right. That's right.
In
The
football,
U.S. Open's coming up, though, so we'll see how Roger does in that. I mean, he made the final of the Cincinnati Open. That's still not bad. Like I said, his loss was to Djokovic, so it's not like he lost to a slouch. He didn't. I think Djokovic has just finally got his confidence back after winning Wimbledon.
well, it seemed to me like Federer had the edge on him on everything else, but whenever they meet, they hadn't played each other in 2 years.
Yeah, it's
So
been-
Federer's been having pretty well his way, and what's that other guy's name?
well, Nadal, yeah,
Raphael had a lot to do with who wins too.
he does. I would pick one of them three to win the U.S. Open for sure.
Oh yeah, you'd be safe. You could bet.
That's a safe bet, I think.
Bet $10 on all 3 of them, you win.
That's right.
Okay, in football,
Yeah.
there are 5 SEC teams ranked in the top 25.
We're not one of them.
No, we're not. Alabama's number 1, LSU's number 25. In between there, you've got Georgia at number 3, Auburn at number 8, and Mississippi State at number 16. Do you realize that's 20% of the top 25 coming out of one conference?
Oh, yeah. And
So
I'm not surprised either.
We're good,
Yeah, always are.
except for Tennessee.
Except for Tennessee.
Well,
I think Eric Ainge on his radio show predicted Tennessee to go 8-4 this year. I think he's been very
lenient.
naive, maybe. I think that's a little bit of wishful thinking.
Well, last year we were 4 and 8, and he thinks we'll switch it.
He's evolved for life, so I think he's just saying
Yeah.
that wishful thinking.
Well, now let me tell you what happened Thursday. Well, that's yesterday. Happened Thursday.
What happened?
Tennessee signed one more lineman. And by doing so, Rivals.com put Tennessee at number 5 with their new recruiting class coming up in the SEC, and number 8 in the whole country.
Oh, that's real good. That's what we need.
But we don't have any 5-star recruits. They're all 3s
Yeah,
and 4s.
we need a 5-star. We need
And
a
you know what?
5-star.
Out of all the 20 commitments we've got, we don't have a single running back. That's not good.
No,
And this morning's
don't
paper,
understand that really.
this morning's paper says that our linebacking core is already thin because evidently somebody got hurt. The thing about it is, on paper you can have a pretty good squad, and then you get an injury to a key person right over here, or another one over here, and it just wreaks havoc with your whole scheme.
It does.
You've got to have strength at every position,
Yeah.
and you've got to have somebody ready to take their place. So it don't look too good. I got one more bit about football.
Yeah, get you a drink.
Have you been keeping up with
You got a cold?
No,
Okay.
I don't have anything.
Just a cold?
Listen,
Okay.
have you been keeping up with Ohio State's scandal?
Well, I heard a little bit about it yesterday. I did.
Well,
I thought Urban Meyer was smarter than that.
here's what I don't understand.
But he didn't get punished severely, so big deal, I guess. Who cares now?
He got a
3 games.
little slap on the wrist.
Yeah, so.
I'm going to suspend you 3 games for what you did or didn't do.
Yeah.
Either he did it or he didn't do it. He didn't do what he
claims
should have.
He claims he didn't, right?
But
They can't
that
prove it.
woman, that pregnant woman that was the wife of his assistant, Zach Smith, sent letters and called Urban Meyer's wife and told her things that were going on.
And she has proof of this.
Well,
They're just
it
not
was in the
wanting to
paper.
look. They're
It was
just
in the
not
paper.
wanting to see the proof, sounds like.
Well,
they
let me tell
don't
you.
want to have to fire him.
If they fire Urban Meyer without cause, they owe him $38 million.
Well, no wonder they're dragging their feet on that.
$38 million. In 6 years, he has won 73 ball games.
Yeah, that's why.
6 years. That's over 12 a year. Mm-hmm. He's only lost 8 games in 6 years.
Very impressive. That's
Not even 2 a year.
no, he's dominated the Big Ten. Dominated.
Well, he wasn't too bad at Florida.
No, won national championship or 2. He won at least 2 with them, and I think he won one with Ohio State.
Well, yeah, he won 1. Alabama's coach weighed in on it this morning just a little bit, but he didn't say much.
They probably
He
don't
was
say
saying
much till they know more.
he was saying what I do, what our university does, and I think he was saying Urban Meyer, Ohio State, you need to do what we're doing. You need to be transparent. And Nick Saban is no dummy. And if he says this is the way we do it, that's the way it should be done.
I agree with that.
But anyway.
I wish you coached Tennessee. I do.
Okay, we're ready for Albertology.
Albertology, his favorite segment of the show.
There's been some things that I've been reading lately that really upset me. One,
Do tell. I didn't mean to get you that choked up.
everything I read doesn't upset me, but the death penalty situation, the Pope sitting over there in the Vatican in Rome made a decision after all this time.
This is crazy.
Well, the Catholic Church has always had its stand, but he has come out and said that the death penalty is inadmissible. We will not allow it anymore. Well, just the week before last, Tennessee executed a fellow. That's only the 6th one we've executed since '61.
Yeah, Tennessee doesn't do that a whole lot.
Well, I think we've
not like Texas, they don't care to do it in a heartbeat. They'll do it.
But here's the situation. You've got a lot of Catholics serving in positions of judges, and they're politicians. Now, what's going to happen when a case is thrown right at their feet for them to make a decision? Am I going to adhere to my tenets of faith, or am I going to obey the rule of law? Well, if you come right down to it, it'd be a matter of conscience which one he'll give into.
Yeah.
Well, that won't work in our society. So what will happen, the judge will have to recuse himself from making that decision. You got to bring in another judge. So I'm not condemning the Pope for what he said, and all I'm saying is it's going to really muddy the water here.
It is.
In the United States.
It is, and I don't understand why he waited till now to make a stand on that.
It don't make sense.
He's had forever to do that. I don't understand that.
But anyway, that's one thing that I've been wrestling with since I read it.
It is interesting to see how that's going to play out.
Well,
not good. It would be my guess. Not good. Not good at all.
I'd say you're right. But we'll have to stand back and see what does happen. But Roman Catholicism worldwide is a strong force.
It is. I agree with that. Yes.
And so would that judge that's a Catholic willingly sin by declaring that person should be executed?
Some of them might, but most of them are probably going to recuse themselves. I'd say
to get out of it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Have you ever caught a shark?
No.
Has a shark ever caught you?
No. And I hope they never do.
In Ecuador, this happened about 2 weeks ago. There was a Navy patrol plane and boat that they were after a ship that was in some waters they were not supposed to be in. The Galapagos Islands has always been kind of a treasured place. That's where Darwin was when he developed a lot of his theory about evolution.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, they finally got this ship. It was as long as a football field. They got it stopped, and in its cargo they had, let me see how many sharks now. They had 150 tons of illegal shark carcasses.
Oh, wow.
That's 6,000 sharks they had on board that ship.
Whoa. I bet they're in some big trouble.
Listen,
man.
you know all they wanted off that shark?
The fin.
The fins. They have more than one fin. I think they have up to 8 fins. I read. And primarily what they're after is to feed the Chinese people that have the do-re-mi for a delicate soup that those fins are used in.
Okay.
But what do you do with the rest of the refuse, you know? And here's the thing about it.
They're going overboard with it, obviously. That's ridiculous.
Those fins sell for more than heroin does.
Okay.
That gives you an idea how valuable they are.
Yeah, that's why they're doing this. It's
Tens of millions of sharks are fished annually. Some fishermen say that there might be as much as 100 million sharks a year. What is that going to do to the ecological system in the ocean?
Well, they're going to have to slow down. They know better than this too. They know they're not supposed to be doing that.
Well, what this does, though, to those men that are willing to run the risk of being caught, they got caught.
Yeah.
But the sharks were already caught too. They were already in the hole down there.
Yeah.
This is billions of dollars a year. Billions of dollars a year. They're going to run the risk. They're going to run the risk of being caught.
Of course they are. They want that money.
But the Pacific Ocean is where
they'll start giving very stiff penalties for that, though.
Well,
it'll get worse and worse on that.
That's true too. Here's the scales. Which will give in first? Will there be a decrease in the demand for the fins, or will the sharks run out?
Exactly.
Because you see, if you take away that one predator out of the ocean, then you upset the chain.
Oh yeah, you can't do that. You cannot do that.
So anyway, that's something that bothered me. I've got
it does.
2 more of my famous people that died I want to tell you about.
Okay.
One of them is Gene Autry. You remember Gene Autry? No, you don't remember Gene.
No, I've heard the name.
Okay, what song do you remember him singing?
Well, I didn't know he sang.
He was the original singing cowboy.
Oh, Oh, that's right. That's right.
So, but what did
I was thinking of somebody else, but I have heard the name, and yeah, he sung country, the original singing cowboy, but I don't know the song.
Well, his signature song was "Back in the Saddle Again." You wouldn't remember that, but you should remember Rudolph.
Yes, he's the voice of Rudolph.
He's the voice of Rudolph.
And I guess he sings a song.
Santa Claus is coming. Yeah,
Okay.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
He sings that one too.
Yes.
Okay.
Along with Peter Cottontail. You probably don't remember that one.
Peter Cottontail.
Here comes
that's-
Peter Cottontail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Gene Autry wore a white hat and rode his horse Champion. And he always had a song to sing. He was called the Singing Cowboy. He made 95 movies.
Whoa.
Yeah, he had his own TV show. Recorded over 600 songs. I don't remember any of them except the ones I mentioned. But he finally hung up his acting spurs.
Well, maybe 550 of them wasn't no count.
I might have. I guess most of them he sang in his movies that he was in.
Probably.
But he hung up the spurs to act in 1960 and got into business. He owned the California Angel. I don't know if he
Oh,
still
did
does.
he?
I don't know if he still does or not. But he was listed in Forbes magazine as one of the 400 richest men in America, and he died at 91.
When did he die?
I don't know what year he died.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure he don't own the California Angels no more then.
I'm sure he did.
Well, you said I don't know if he did or not. If he still
Well,
does or not.
his family still could be owners.
They might be, yeah. They might have it.
Okay, Mr. Bing Crosby.
White Christmas is what I think about when you say
Okay.
that name.
We had just come out of the Depression in the 20s, late 20s, and 30s. And so he came along at a good time with his voice. He was called a crooner. And he came up with Silent Night and White Christmas all at the same time.
Oh, really?
And White Christmas is what he's best known for.
Yeah, I didn't even know he sang Silent Night.
I didn't either. But he became a box office sensation very quickly. And he got into movies with Bob Hope. They made a lot of movies, road shows, Road to Here and Road to There. It was the two of them. He won an Oscar for one of his movie performances in Going My Way. I remember that. But in the 60s along came another type of music that didn't fit too well with him. So his health got bad in the 70s, and he was on a golf tournament, went to a golf tournament in, I don't know, somewhere in Spain.
Okay.
And he had a heart attack on the golf course and died at 76.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now we're ready for some stories. We got to do some stories.
Let's see. You call jokes stories, so I get confused sometimes.
Well, I'm
Are
sorry.
we talking about jokes?
I don't want to get you confused.
Well, too late.
Okay.
They're jokes.
All right.
Jokes.
All right.
Stories can be anything, but they're not always funny.
No, they're not.
See?
But let's hope that some of these will be. I want you to laugh.
Last week's were great.
Well, these
You need
probably
to
won't
say
be as
some of them again.
these probably won't be as good. A passenger train is creeping along painfully slow. Finally, it creaks to a complete stop. A passenger sees a conductor walking alongside the train.
Okay.
So she calls out the window, "What's going on?" "Cow on the track," was the
Cow on
answer
the
from the conductor. So 10 minutes later, the train resumes its slow pace. Well, within 5 minutes, it stops again, completely comes to a stop.
Okay.
And again, that passenger sees the conductor walking alongside the train. And she yelled out the window and said, "What happened? Did we catch up with the cow again?"
Must have.
Okay, listen to these now. Escalators don't break down, they just turn into stairs.
Yeah, that That's a very good point. They do.
I'm sorry and I apologize mean the same thing, except when you're at a funeral.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I intend to live forever or die trying. I like that one. That has some sense in it somewhere. We never knew he was drunk until he showed up to work one day sober. Oh, mercy.
That one's good.
A clear conscience is usually the result of a bad memory.
Yeah.
A blind man walks into a bar and a table and a chair.
Now that one's good.
He kept on walking.
Allie, he said one last week, and a person called in and wanted him to tell it again. It was that good.
It was
I wish
good.
he had that one with him.
At what age is it appropriate for me to tell my dog that he's adopted?
Shoot. Any age you want to.
Want to hear a pizza joke? Nah, it's too cheesy. What about a construction joke? Never mind, I'm still working on that one. Did you hear the one about the rope? Skip it.
Sure.
Have you heard the one about the guy on crutches? It's just lame. I used to be in a band. We were called Lost Dog. You probably saw our posters.
Yeah, we probably did.
I child-proofed the house, but they still get in. Okay. What do you call a sleepwalking nun?
A sleepwalking nun. Any guesses, Allie?
A Roman Catholic.
Oh, dang it. That's good too.
What sound does a nut make when it's crushed? No. What sound does a nut make when it sneezes?
What sound does a nut make when it sneezes? I didn't know nuts could sneeze.
They say, "Kashoo."
Shoot.
My wife told me to quit acting like a flamingo, so I had to put my foot down. Flamingo stand on one foot.
Oh, okay, got it now.
Women
That one took a few seconds.
Women only call me ugly until they find out how much money I make. Then they call me poor and ugly. What would you call me? Don't answer that. It was
that one's good.
It was a terrible summer for Humpty Dumpty, but he had a great fall.
Now that one's good too.
I've taken up speed reading. I can read War and Peace in 3 seconds.
Okay. Whatever.
That's just 3 words, but that's a start. We got
I
time.
knew there was a catch to that one.
If someone calls you ugly, have a good comeback and say, "Excuse me, I'm not a mirror."
Oh, that is a good comeback. Yeah.
My teacher pointed at me with his ruler and said, "At the end of this ruler, there's an idiot." I got detention after saying, "Which end?" I bet that teacher didn't know what to do.
No, kind of walked into that one though.
Which end?
Yeah.
Dear haters, I couldn't help but notice that awesome ends with me and ugly starts with you. It would be
come back
It
too.
would be terrible to be hated. Hated. No,
Hey, sometimes people will hate you or not like you, and they don't even know you or you've not done anything to them.
well, you have to rub them the wrong way some way.
I guess, yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm sexy and I know it, or I'm ugly and I ignore it. I'm pretty sure which one that one is. If we're not meant to have midnight snacks, why is there a light in the refrigerator?
That's a good point. That's a good point. And a good excuse to eat a midnight snack.
A wedding ring is the smallest handcuff ever made. So choose your prison mate wisely. Choose your prison mate wisely.
Oh, wow.
Isn't it funny how red, white, and blue represent freedom until they're flashing lights behind you?
Ain't that the truth? Yeah. Big difference there.
George and I were driving across the mountain one day about 3 o'clock in the morning. We'd been to Chattanooga and picked up a body at Erlanger.
He's talking about his Putnam Reed days, folks.
Yeah. Well, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm not very wide awake.
No.
And we had already driven over
No,
there
it
and
is.
got the body, and we're driving back. We're talking a little bit every once in a while, but I think George might have been snoozing, and I might have been too. Anyway, finally I noticed some blue lights in the mirror, and I pull over. And he wants to know why we're moving around the way we are on the highway. He wants to know if I'm drunk.
I have been snoozing a little bit.
I don't think he followed us anymore.
You were snoozing, but he thought you were boozing.
Yeah. Never laugh at your wife's choices. You are one of them.
Okay.
I'm glad Carolyn's